Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to church, but trust me, this mass comes with murder. We're talking about Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery, Benoit Blanc's third big case, and probably his darkest one yet. Imagine if True Detective walked into a Catholic church, borrowed the mood lighting from The Exorcist, and then Benoit Blanc showed up in that white suit ready to fact-check everyone's faith. That's basically the movie. This is a spoiler-heavy review. I'm going to talk about who did what and why. So if you haven't seen it yet, this is your last warning. The film is set in a snowy little parish in upstate New York called Our Lady of Perpetual Fortitude. We meet Reverend Judd Duplessis, former boxer, current priest, and full-time guilt machine. He's been dumped into this church as a kind of punishment posting. There he clashes with Monsignor Jefferson Wicks, a celebrity priest who treats the pulpit like his personal TV show. Fire, brimstone, donations, repeat. On Good Friday, in the middle of all the religious drama, Wicks is found dead in a storage room, stabbed in the back with a knife made from a devil head lamp. Doors locked, miracle vibes, and of course, the main suspect is the angry ex-boxer priest. And just when things can't get worse, in walks Benoit Blanc, fashionably late as always. On paper, this setup is amazing. Creepy church, snow outside, secrets inside, and Blanc dropped in the middle of it. You expect a fast, witty whodunit like the first Knives Out, just with more crosses and candles. But in reality, this one plays much heavier. The film is obsessed with faith, shame, and corruption inside the church. It's less, haha, family fight, and more, everyone here is spiritually damaged. And you really feel that in the first half. The movie spends a lot of time just letting people talk. Judd's awkward confession scene, the politics of the parish, the friction with Wicks. It's all interesting, but it's slow. Sometimes it feels like a prestige miniseries pilot instead of a sharp murder mystery. Blanc also shows up pretty late, so that early stretch can drag if you came in mainly for him. Even as someone who likes character work, I definitely felt the runtime starting to stretch before the mystery really kicks in. But once Wicks is dead and Blanc properly gets into detective mode, the film wakes up. We get our lineup of suspects. Martha, the organizer who knows every secret in the building. Dr. Nat Sharp, the charming local doctor. Samson, the groundskeeper who's a little too familiar with the property. Plus donors, writers, opportunists. It's a full gallery of potential killers. The downside is, some of them feel like sketches more than fully fleshed people. The movie is so focused on Judd's crisis of faith and Blanc's worldview that a lot of side characters barely get time to breathe. The emotional core, though, is the dynamic between Blanc and Judd. Blanc is the polite skeptic who believes in people, not miracles. Judd is this bruised believer desperately trying to save something good inside a rotten system. Whenever they argue about God, guilt, and what truth even means, the movie really clicks. Now, the mystery itself, full spoilers. The big MacGuffin is a jewel called Eve's Apple, tied to Wicks's dirty family history and the church's funding. The miracle murder? Not divine at all. It's a staged job. Martha, Nat, and Samson plot to poison Wicks, fake a supernatural death using timing and trickery, and disappear with Eve's Apple. Of course it all goes wrong. Nat gets greedy and kills Samson to keep control. Martha realizes how far things have gone, turns on Nat, and in a brutal twist, poisons herself to confess and clear Judd's name. By the end, Judd inherits the jewel, hides it inside the crucifix, and tries to rebuild the church into something honest, while Blanc walks away having solved maybe his bleakest case so far. As a puzzle, it's actually very satisfying. The locked room details, the fake miracle, the shifting alliances, all that stuff feels tight and clever. Visually, the movie is gorgeous. Snow-covered graveyards, towering stone walls, stained glass with light cutting through the dust. It's easily the most gothic Benoit Blanc film. You can practically feel the cold air and smell the old wood of the pews. But it also has that slightly flat, streaming movie look in places, and the runtime absolutely weighs on it. There are stretches where you're not solving a mystery, you're just listening to people debate theology with murder as a side quest. The themes hit hard: religious hypocrisy, weaponized faith, the way institutions chew up sincere believers. Sometimes it's sharp and moving, especially through Judd. Other times it feels like a very expensive Reddit argument about religion.
Compared to Knives Out and Glass Onion, this is definitely the least fun entry. Still witty, still smart, but not a party movie. It's more like attending midnight mass where someone definitely isn't making it to Easter Sunday.
So, final thoughts. If you want a dark, atmospheric mystery with strong performances, especially from Josh O'Connor and Daniel Craig, this is absolutely worth watching. If you're okay with a slower burn and heavy themes, the payoff is solid. But if you're expecting the breezy, memeable chaos of the first movie, you might find this one too serious, too long, and a bit talky. For me, it's a genuinely clever mystery wrapped in a slightly overstuffed sermon. Mixed, but interesting. If you watch this expecting a chill Friday night whodunit, you might get restless. But if you treat it like a gothic church thriller with a murder puzzle attached, you'll have a pretty intense time at Mass.